Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for another Total War video. If you've seen my reviews for Total War Saga Troy and its Mythos expansion, then you know that I like the game. It's a bit lacking in the campaign department and it's overpriced, but overall I really enjoy it. So it brings me absolutely no pleasure to tell you that its player base has fallen off of a cliff since its release last month. The Terminator made a video about this shortly after launch, and I guessed that it would level off around Attila's player numbers or slightly higher, but it turns out that was way too generous. Troy's peak player numbers on any given day are now fewer than even Total War Napoleon's. Granted, we don't have access to the epic player numbers, but assuming that they're equal to Steam's, that's still pretty bad. So obviously the question is, why? Well, first of all, let's get the clickbaity alarmism bullshit out of the way. All games have a launch peak followed by a big drop-off shortly after, and Total War games are no different. When comparing Troy to the last 6 Total War releases, it's actually retaining more players than the mean. It lost 44% as of October 17th, compared to the average of 51%. Now, we're not through October yet, so that number could still climb. But overall, the issue isn't that Troy is losing more players than usual, it's that, at least on Steam, it never really had players to begin with. I think it's a combination of 3 things. It's overpriced, it's a Saga game, and it doesn't have any popular overhaul mods yet like DEI for Rome 2 or Medieval Kingdoms for Attila. For point number 1, the game is flat out too expensive for what's on offer, full stop. $50 for the base game gets you 8 factions on a pretty big map. The best content in the game, Mythos, however, is locked behind a $25 DLC. So value for dollar just isn't there compared to Rome 2, Warhammer 2, or Attila, the latter being $5 cheaper than Troy. When you buy any of those 3, you have so many more starting positions to play, so many different units to try, and you have thriving modding communities to enjoy if modding is your thing. I mean, think about it. Why would somebody buy Troy over any of those games unless, like me, they just really enjoy the setting? Total War Saga Troy's base game should not cost more than $30 or $40. Price really matters, guys. Aliens Fireteam Elite and New World are both brand new games that came out in the last few months. Both of them have issues, but both of them were only $40, which makes their issues far more forgivable. New World was made by fucking Amazon, okay, a synonym for greedy, shitty company, and even that game doesn't cost $60. So tell me why Rome 2, a game which came out in 2013 and hasn't received a patch in 3 years, still costs $60. I know it goes on sale all the time, but that's a AAA price for an 8-year-old game that isn't supported anymore. For the record, Rome 2 still has game-ruining AI bugs and minor settlement battles, as anyone who's put hours into the game can tell you. And for point number 2, I think it's safe to say that the Saga games have been a PR failure. Thrones of Britannia was trash, and after that, Saga basically just signaled, "I'm bad, don't buy me." There's no way I'm the only one who hears Saga and immediately thinks, oh, a bite-sized meme game that'll get a year of support if we're lucky, and then will be dropped like a sack of potatoes without a bug fix patch in sight. I mean, I was absolutely floored that Troy got the Mythos DLC after 3 Kingdoms was shot in the face a few months ago. Personally, I think the Saga moniker should have died with Thrones. Troy is overpriced, but it's a far better game than Thrones, so lumping it in with Thrones does the game a disservice. Had they dropped the price, dropped the Saga title, and made it clear that supporting the game was a long-term goal, then perhaps more people would have given the game a chance. For point number 3, it goes without saying that mods are the lifeblood of longevity for Total War games. Medieval 2, Rome 1, Empire, Napoleon, Shogun 2, Rome 2, Warhammer 2, and Attila all have incredible overhaul mods that completely change the way that the game is played. New factions, new mechanics, new settings, new units. Troy has none of these, at least not yet. To be fair, there are some big mods in the works. Look, in the end, should you care how many people are playing a largely single-player game? Hell no. If game is fun, play game. Return to Monkey, Ooga Booga. It doesn't matter what other people do. But for content creators, both big and small, Troy is basically a black hole for views, so it does matter. I'll still cover big mods and make the odd video here or there, especially if there is news, but for the most part, it's going to be other Total War games here on the channel from here on out. Thank you guys for watching. I know this video was pretty negative, and that sucks. I tried to keep it as real and not, sensationalized as possible. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a like, as it really helps out the channel. Let me know your thoughts on this whole development down below. What are your thoughts on Troy? What are your thoughts on Saga titles? Let us all know. Let's get a discussion started. Take care, guys, and I will see you in the next one.